Okay, Ms. Marilyn, hop on in. This is going to be a very on the fly, loose discussion between three people and me about inks, and hopefully we'll make another one another time, or maybe I can plan ahead. You see the link? There's Ms. Marilyn. Add to stage.
Well, hello. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing okay. I'm just wondering what four people are going to look like here.
Little tiny boxes.
And are you going to aim your camera down to the colors of ink?
Okay, here we go. Let me just... This is a new setup. I don't know why they changed it. Used to be everything at the bottom. Now... Oh, it did it. Yay.
Okay, good. We've got two down.
Oh, my thing is backwards.
There are two more people going to be joining us, we think.
Okay.
And it's going to be mainly Teresa and
Wendy Sue.
Wendy Sue,
Fountain Pen News.
And you three are going to be talking about
mainly
stuff.
Ink. Yay. Okay, what is this?
So Teresa, hit that button. And
that's correct.
Once you join us, then there'll be three of us in this little tiny thing, and we'll see if Wendy joins us. There's Wendy. Okay, so there we go. Add to stage.
We did it.
We have three. Now,
like impromptu live.
There's Teresa. Okay, so now if there's an ability to aim your camera down.
Yep, I'm just going to set it up here in a second.
That might work better, so that we can see the ink. And if this doesn't work, you can just talk about inks using your voice. Uh-oh.
Okay.
It looks like you work at the cosmetics counter.
Look at mine. Look at my desk. I'm like covered in inkies.
Oh, this is just one.
That's just one ink thing.
So
well, I can see that.
I'm the ink master for the OC Pen Club.
Okay.
And so they bring inks, and then I review them, and then I take them back to the. And these are just the samples.
Oh, dear.
I need some advice. How do I reverse my screen?
There should be a button called Settings.
Yep.
And if you see that, there should be a thing for camera view. And if we don't have that, you can just talk. It's fine. Oh, Kim is here.
Hi. I have new pens to talk about too. I can't help it.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
Of course you can't.
I must talk about them.
Teresa, are you finding it yet?
I'm working on it.
Sometimes I've discovered that sometimes you have to have your camera already set before you enter the room.
There
So if
it is. You did it.
There you go. You got it. Perfect.
I wonder if I can make mine more.
There you go.
There we go.
We're all horizontal, and I wish I could get myself out of here because I'm not going to be doing anything.
No, you're the most important person.
I'm the Bob Eubanks of the dating game, or was that the Noodlywed game?
Yeah, totally. I don't even know. I don't remember.
You don't remember. Well, Bachelor number one, if you were an ink color, what color would you be? What is the ink you're using most right this very second?
Oh gosh, it depends on what pen I'm using. I will talk about the ink. I just was going to show off my dipper. These are all my Sailor inks.
Okay.
I have a whole set of coloring dipper for Sailor, which is crazy talent. I just got a beautiful pen mystery filler. It's mystery filler. You can't turn the piston on it until
hold on, everyone. I don't know why we're hearing echoes. If any one of you is still watching YouTube, close the YouTube. We're only going to be talking via this Safari thing. So if
I think this is all I got.
So if any of you have YouTube still on somewhere, turn that off. And
no, I don't.
We're all connected through Safari.
It sounds better now.
Okay, I think so.
Does it sound better to you? Okay.
It does. Yeah.
Good.
Yep, there you go. What did you say?
Okay, so what happened was, so I just got this beautiful Peniter mystery filler. I don't know if you guys can see. It's really super beautiful. And it's a mystery filler because you can't turn the piston unless you unclick this little thing, and then you can turn it and fill it. So I've been using this a ton because it's new. It has a magnetic cap, and it posts magnetically.
Oh,
it has this. Oh gosh, what's happening? We're a mess. Can you hear it still?
I can hear you.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I thought you were having the echo again. Sorry. Anyway, it posts magnetically also, which is super fun. But I have in here right now Dominant Industry Chicken in the Sky with Diamonds.
Oh, dear.
I wish I knew how to zoom in.
I don't know whether you can.
Okay, gotcha. Here, I'll just hold it up.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting shading, kind of green blue.
Okay.
Can you see that at all? Is it giving any of the? I just made a video writing that word, so you guys can go check it out. It's just a YouTube short. So that's an ink I've been using a ton of lately. How about you guys?
Well, as Pierre knows, I like my turquoise inks.
Same.
A favorite right now is the Lamy turquoise, and
Lamy turquoise is the good one.
In my pursuit of the perfect turquoise ink, I've recently gotten the Franklin Christoph Spanish blue.
I've been wanting that. I just keep forgetting to order it when I order from them.
As you can see, I don't have enough turquoise inks yet.
There's never enough.
You know, it's funny because I've been reviewing fountain pens for so long. These are all of the inks that I've reviewed. There's over 2,000 inks here.
Yeah.
And so everything is starting to blur together. But my first favorite blue ink was Monteverde Caribbean blue. And then I spilled it all over myself and turned myself into a Smurf. And it was no longer my favorite.
Now you're scarred.
Totally.
That is a pretty blue. The Caribbean blue. That's a nice one.
My a blue that I used to like, and this is, you remember when TVs only had 4 channels, ABC,
oh, yes.
NBC, CBS, and PBS. Well,
we only had 3 channels.
I'm very youthful, Pierre. I remember more channels than that.
Okay, I know that.
Just a few more.
But when I was growing up, even when fountain pens were being remade by Parker and Waterman and things like that, you maybe had a choice of 8 inks. That was about it. Everyone made the same four: black, blue, blue, black. Sometimes you would get a royal blue. Sometimes you'd get a peacock blue. And then there was red.
Brown.
There was red.
Black.
And
Red.
no matter what shade of red Waterman used and what shade of red Parker used, they were essentially, they might call them scarlet, but they were still red. You know, they stuck with the same, 6 or 7 colors, and that's as far as I go. So all of these fancy things you're using is all way too modern for me. But that's why
Well,
I'm having
yeah.
you guys here, because I don't have anything to say.
Can I show you something fun that I've been working on for a while?
Sure.
So I was able to get secondhand an onion skin notebook in this giant A4 size.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I'm never going to use it. I'm too scared. It's too fancy. And then I don't know what convinced me, but I just one day started doing ink stuff in it.
Oh, that's
And
great.
so I just play with it. And what I love about it, listen to the sound of it.
I know. I love that. I love the sound.
Isn't that amazing? And so I just go through, and whatever I'm working on, sometimes I do just a mess. Sometimes I do something a little bit more artistic. But I love doing this because I love the way the paper sounds when it's all crinkly and stuff. So I've been working on this for quite a while. And I just add things as I go along, as I get new inks and stuff. So that's something super fun that I've been doing.
The next time you go to Philadelphia, bring that book along so I can.
I will.
smell it.
I actually brought a smaller version because Aziza was asking me, or Aziza Gourmet Hands was asking me about it. And so I made it an A5 version that I could bring to Philly, which I have now filled, and I need to do a flip through of it on my channel, but I can't find it now. It's missing. So when it turns up, I'll do it. Look, here's my inky blob, guys.
It can't have gone far.
I know. It's got to be in this house somewhere.
That
So I've been
paper is-
having a lot of fun with that.
That paper is very thin, isn't it? You don't
Yes,
have
it
trouble
is.
with bleed through.
Never. It never bleeds through.
You see it. You see it.
You see, it goes
It's like
through for sure.
tracing paper, but it doesn't bleed through.
Mm-mm.
It's translucent, I guess. Or
Yeah.
transparent.
Isn't that interesting? Teresa, you should reach out to me. I'll send you some in the mail. I have some loose leaf also of it.
Okay, okay.
So I'd be happy to send you some.
I know Hemingway
Well-
Bones has been very happy with his onion skin notebook.
Very fun. I actually
Traveler's
have-
notebook made a type of very thin paper, and I barely even used it, but it is also extremely translucent.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was 2 pages thick.
I
May
thought
I
I would take.
May I
this-
share a favorite ink of
Yes,
mine?
please.
Now, the unfortunate part is that this ink is no longer being made. And
Right.
it's my absolute all-time favorite ink made by
Nice.
Birmingham Pen Company.
Mm.
And the name of it is Jade Inferno.
Hmm.
And, my writing looks backwards on here. Does it look backwards?
Yeah, no, it looks fine. It's just the way it, yeah.
There's another way that sometimes you can, as your
You can mirror.
mirror image or not. It's fine. It can be
Yeah,
backwards.
my view here is flipped.
Yeah.
But all that matters is the color of the ink.
Mhm.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful jade green, and it doesn't show right here, but it has an amazing red sheen.
Oh,
And it was, tell me the name again, Teresa.
Birmingham Pen Company Jade Inferno. And I've been in contact with the Birmingham Pen people, and they say they're going to make some more in a couple of weeks, and that's been about 2 months ago.
That's funny. I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down.
It is beautiful.
One of
I
my
have-
favorite beginning blues was Birmingham Pen Company Blue Snowball Nebula Twinkle. It went down this blue-black, but when it dried, it was like completely silver.
They
Cool.
make-
I have Jupiter Vortex Twinkle is one of the ones that I have. That one's kind of similar.
That's a nice one too.
I have acquired, so a year ago, I wanted to try Birmingham inks. I'd never tried them. And since then, I have acquired so many through the generosity of pen friends, people who just bought them and said they weren't using them and let me buy them inexpensively from them. And so I have almost all of their main elements to mix inks. So I wonder if I could mix this for you, Teresa, the Jade Infernal. I'll have to look and see if they have a recipe on their website.
Wow,
That would be interesting.
you're turning into chemists.
I know, it's really fun, actually. I had a friend who really wanted an ink that they're not making right now, and I was able to mix it for him.
Great.
One of my my new favorite colors is this Diamond Gold Star. No, not Diamond Gold Star. It's the new Colorverse Christmas Star fountain pen ink that the Diamond Color Vent did.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to find a replacement for Pelikan Edelstein Golden Barrel.
I don't have that one, but I've seen it. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Sorry for the crinkling, guys.
So when you guys wake up in the morning, do you suddenly think it's going to be I'm trying to come up with a name that you just told me, a Bellingham turquoise green kind of day, or do you come up with I'm going to be a Noodler's red kind of day? Do you know?
No, I don't choose.
You don't
I always have 10 or 15 inks on me, so I use whatever's in those pens.
I see. Okay.
Most of the time, it's a blue day for me. But if it's not a blue day, it's either an emerald green teal day or a red day. And this is my current favorite red ink. This is Diamine All the Best, and it has a green
That's a good one.
shimmer.
That is
It's
Agree.
so weird. It's such a purpley ink. It's not. I mean, I think of red as well. Now it looks a little bit redder, but it had a colder color to it when it was in the shadow. Maybe
It's a little brownish. Yes, you're right. It's a little brownish, but it writes. It doesn't matter what pen I put it in. It writes so well.
okay.
So every day is a different ink for me because I review fountain pens, ink, and paper, and so I barely get to use the same ones twice. I ink up about anywhere between 10 and 15 pens so that I can write letters with, so that way they're not boring. And then I just put whatever the OC Pen Club, the people bring the inks, and then I review them, put them back in the bottle, and then put them in the boxes as you saw. And then those go out to the Pen Club people so that they can have the rest.
Oh, good. You're very generous.
Quite a system, yeah.
And I don't even choose. I just, whatever's the next ink, that's what I take.
So that was called Hobson's Choice.
Yep.
When you would go to rent a horse from Mr. Hobson, it was the one that was the closest to the door.
Yeah.
He was a lazy horse renterer. So he would
I can relate to that.
He would just take the first one, and if you didn't like that one, you could go to someone else, or wait until that horse was rented by someone else. But you just had to wait.
I'm doing some Manda B style ink splats here, and what I just did is Diamine Wild Strawberry, which is one of my favorite reds.
I've never tried Wild Strawberry, but it's on my list of inks that I want to try.
Wonderful.
Do you
Very
have a bottle?
vibrant. I do.
You do?
So I'm gonna ask each of you a question. I would write this down. I can write it down, but I will write it on a separate piece of paper. Each of you are going to come up with a name of the color that you want someone to make. So
Marilyn Monroe red.
Marilyn Monroe. Well, that was easy.
It's got to be red with red sparkles.
Okay, so we're going to get this down. We're going to have Marilyn Monroe red.
And if you said red with sparkles?
Yeah, red sparkles. Not like
So-
diamine spiced apple would be the closest thing that I can think of that would come to that.
Marilyn Monroe red. I think we could do better than the word red. I think if we're going to use Marilyn Monroe's name,
No, it's got to be red.
it just has to be red.
What about
Red.
Scarlet?
No, that was a Scarlett O'Hara thing.
No, see, I can't even spell red. Red, R-E-D. I spelled it like the reed, which is also pronounced red. So Marilyn Monroe red. That's for Marilyn Darling. And what do you say, Teresa? What is the color that you want someone to make?
Oh,
I'll make your bottle this shape. That's what the bottle.
Elsa's frozen turquoise.
What is that?
Elsa's frozen turquoise from
That's
Disney's Frozen.
I never know how to spell turquoise. Anyway, what's the first word? Elsa?
Elsa, ELSA.
Elsa. Okay. Elsa's frozen turquoise. Does Elsa stand for someone?
Elsa is her
She's
name.
a Disney princess.
Okay. See, I don't get out of the house much. I don't meet the royalty like
Clearly.
You don't go see Disney films here on your own.
they're just a little bit too saccharine for me. I get cavities just looking at the trailer. Okay.
It's true.
Wendy, what is your
Okay, so one of my nicknames when I have a music degree and I am an opera singer, and so because my name ends with an I, one friend started calling me Wendiva,
Wendiva?
and so I would want Wendiva, purple, or Wendiva. I want it to be purple with turquoise sparkles in it. How about that?
Wendiva Purple Turk. Why don't we call it
Yep.
Purple Turk?
Purple Turk.
How's that?
Perfect.
Purple Turk. So the picture could be the picture of a Turkish man or woman with their headdress and sparkles and gems.
Yep.
Turk. Wendiva Purple Turk. Okay. Well, I like that you all have different colors. I may ask you this question again another time. We'll see if you're. What would my color be? Black, of course.
Black like your soul.
Black
Pierre
like my
has this-
soul.
Pierre has this thing where he doesn't like washing his pens, so he just dips it in ink and whatever it becomes, it becomes.
Marilyn, when we were in Philadelphia, Pierre was dipping his pens in beer.
This does not surprise me.
Mine
I suppose he dipped it in coffee next.
soulless black.
Precisely.
Dipping a pen nib in beer or gin and tonic or water there's nothing wrong with it.
We won't tell on you.
Because when you're done, you can lick the drawing that you just made.
Hey, I've made dip pen ink with coffee before.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Holders and some water. Yeah, makes a beautiful sheen too.
I imagine. So Marilyn just told you about my hygiene, and you could see that if you looked at my kitchen sink or even the bathroom sink right now. The bathroom sink is filled with blue-gray ink that I tried to empty a bottle that I wasn't quite empty, so I could fill it with water. And so that's there. Anyway, I'm not one to clean a pen unless it's clogged. If there's a little bit of leftover whatever ink from before, that's just too bad. But occasionally I do have to do a job that's all in one color ink. And I try very hard to keep that pen tidy. Because taking apart a 100-year-old pen to clean every single part of it is not a good idea.
I have seen the things you do to pens, Pierre.
You've
So,
seen what I
Pierre-
do with pens. I know, but the idea is you shouldn't, if there's a way, if you like a turquoise blue ink from a particular company, just keep it in that pen. Don't just let it always be in that pen. And if that pen has a fine nib and you want it in a broad pen, yes, you can change it. But just try to, my advice would be, just fit the ink with the appropriate pen that you like it in, and just leave it there. Put a little note on your counter saying, the Parker 51 has Schaefer turquoise ink in it.
I'm a switcheroonie. I can't do that. I have a few pens that are permanently mated, but most of them I just switch around too much. So Pierre, I need some advice. I recently acquired a Schaefer Endura. No, it wasn't a Schaefer. What is it? It's a Conklin Endura.
Yeah.
And it has a beautiful flexible nib, but it's not working. The lever's not working on it. And so I think I'm going to have to send it in. Who would I send it to?
Is it an old one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could send it to, I'm sure someone, do you have any local pen people in your clubs and stuff?
Kirk Spear is pretty local to me, but I don't think he does vintage repair as much as he does nibs. There's a guy in New Mexico that does it. I'll have to get his information. I should run and grab that pen and show it to you guys.
Yes, show it to me. I mean, it's something that learning how to put a sack on a pen is about the easiest thing you can possibly do.
Yeah, and I've done that before.
It's just the hard part is taking out a section from the barrel.
Yep.
Because you don't know what has happened to it in the last 50 years or 60 or 70 years. Someone might have glued it together.
Yeah.
You won't know that.
Or put shellac in between it. If you watch Doug Rathman, he does a Sunday video every week of restorations of people who restore those types of pens.
Yep.
And it's it looks very simple, but I don't know. It seems very complicated, in other words.
Well, they generally are pretty simple. It's just unless you break it. Until you break it, it's perfectly fine. Until you break it.
Okay. I'm coming with these two pens to show you, and then I got to go to this meeting, but hang on a second. So the other pen I got here is an Omas flexible nib. It's supposed to have a different nib on it, but it has the old Omas CS nib on it.
Oh, that's a nice.
Yeah, okay, so here's that one. This is the Omas that I got. And this one is a piston filler, so it's working fine. But it has a beautiful flexi nib. I'll see if I can show you. It's very nice. I got these two from the same auction house. And then here's the Conklin. It's in the lapis color.
Oh, is it blue?
Yeah.
Is it the blue color with the? Oh, nice.
The speckles, yeah, it's lapis. I just don't want to wreck it. I think I'm going to send it because I can't, normally you'd be able to lift up the lever and it only lifts out that far.
I mean, you can send it to me and I can probably fix it for you.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just don't watch the video. I heard.
I know. I feel like the Peyton Street has this exact pen with the same flexible nib. This one's a really flexy one too, if you guys can see that.
Nice.
But this one, they had it on Peyton Street for $500. I did not pay $500.
No.
So
Well, good.
it was a good deal. Yeah.
I think it's probably every penny worth that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, friends, I'm late for my meeting. I got to run.
All right.
It's been so fun chatting. Have a great day. Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, now it's just 3. So now if you look at your screen, we're now sort of vertical, which is kind of fun.
That's crazy looking. Is that better?
Well, it's okay.
Miss
We can
Marilyn,
wait.
do you prefer, what nib size do you prefer to bring out the best in inks?
Fountain Pen Revolution Ultra Flex nibs.
But
And
And how does that differ from Boinga Boinga?
well, the Boinga Boinga is 100 and a bit years old, cough, cough. And the Fountain Pen
Yeah.
Revolution, I can buy tomorrow. So that's the difference.
But in terms of, let's say they both were made 100 years ago, how do they compare? Are they similar?
Let's do a comparison. Come on, let's do this. So the flexibility. So there was a guy who did a test who said that if you can spread, he had a scale and he had like a 2 millimeter, 2 or 3 millimeter stripe on it, and he would try and flex the pen out to 2 millimeters while pressing on the scale, and however tall the number would depend on how stiff the nib was, right?
Nice.
And so Boinga Boinga won out. I did
Okay.
the test with a micrometer,
Okay.
and the Boinga Boinga is definitely softer. However, you also know that it has a crack in it, and so I try and not to use it all the time. Like right now, it's not being in service, but I could ink it up and show you.
No, don't risk it.
Why? I'm like,
Well,
I'm gonna anyway.
don't risk it for just showing it here. I mean, save it for important
Well, I'm not gonna
documents.
flex it all the way out.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pull a Pierre Gustafson. I'm gonna dip
dear.
it.
You're gonna dip it. Oh my God.
I'm gonna dip it. We're gonna dip it in this, whatever this is. So
You're gonna dip it
there
in
you go.
whatever that is. That's very much like Pierre Gustafson. I don't know where it's going, but I'm gonna shove it in here and we're gonna call it a day, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yep. Oops. Got my finger in it. So that's about how good it would get with that. And then this one gets even more. I hope you can't see very good. Sorry.
Which gets more, Boinga Boinga or the other one?
So this is a Fountain Pen Revolution, and this is a Boinga Boinga, and that's all that I feel like I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
because it's elderly, and they spread about the same. Maybe one's just a little bit more flexible, but if you want a nib that's gonna write, that you're not gonna be afraid to break, because I have taken these nibs and just bent them over once they get out of tune.
Yeah.
And like they're not easy to break. But if I did that to the gold nib, I would be crying.
I imagine. I don't know what.
Plus the steel nibs are only $27.
Yeah, no, that's great. And what are they tipped with? Iridium or some other?
No, it's iridium.
It is iridium? Okay.
Yep, it's iridium.
So they should last forever then.
Yeah. So I mean, it's made of stainless steel and it's got these cutouts on the side. So it's not a normal shaped nib.
Yeah.
And it's got an ebonite feed with like a huge giant channel.
Okay.
That's
okay.
one reason I like these Noodler's Conrads is because if you need a little drop of ink, all you have to do is reach back, twist the piston knob just a little tiny squinch, and it'll give you more ink, and then you're on your way.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to do that with Boinga Boinga, I'd have to tap the back of the pen in order to get it to shoot out some ink like it did just there.
Oh, see.
Because some inks are stubborn and they don't want to come out.
Well, that's true. Again, my go-to is always Waterman, and they seem to flow very well for my needs.
I like Waterman, but it's just the permanency isn't that great.
Yeah.
And I worry that if I were to put it on an envelope, and like I send to a lot of people back east who have like live in flood zones, so I would just be cautious that it get ruined, And I mainly only use this for doing address letters,
Okay.
but currently I'm working with this newer pen to me. This is the one that Craig Rockanova gave me.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, it's only a 12 because it doesn't have the screw.
Yeah. It's a Waterman.
And that's a Waterman 12, and it doesn't have a screw. It's just a push
Slip cap. Yeah.
slip cap. Yeah, and it's fine. It doesn't flex out like Boinga Boinga, but if I wanted to give it some gas, I could give it just a little tiny bit of gas.
Yeah.
Miss
Cool.
Marilyn, what
Yes.
are you're discussing vintage pens now, which I do not have any vintage pens. So what
Okay.
new pens do you find that you enjoy using your inks in?
Oh, well, I like the Noodler's Conrad. It's a stinky pen. I can take it apart. I can slam it together. I recently did a fixed job on one of them because they broke, and I asked the company if they could send me replacement O-rings, and look what they sent me like an off-brand piston because usually they're clear. And I think that a company that can send you individual parts to fix a pen is amazing. Hands down, some of the best quality service luxury brand pens. They are definitely excellent.
Do you use any Chinese pens?
I do have Chinese pens. This is a Junlai, also known as a Wingsung 630. This is a Admoc M800. This is a Pelican. I have a Jinhao X750s. I've got 450s. I have lots of pens.
Have you tried the 930? You probably haven't had a chance.
No, I don't. This one is so big. This 630 is like the biggest pen, the thickest pen I own anyway. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, if it's gonna be bigger than this, and I have surgeon's hands, which are very small, Can you see my board here?
Yes.
My hands are only 15 centimeters wide. That's as far as I can go. So they're not very big at all.
It's more of a conversation piece, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Like, it's like this much bigger, and I'm like, there's no way. The only thing that I have that's bigger than that is my dip pen that I have. Let's see. This is a Literati desk pen, and it is like the longest pen that I have. And
Wow.
it's beautiful. It's got these beautiful orange swirls in it. And it's just beautiful. But the only reason that I got it was because I thought I might like the nib, and it's a cursive medium left oblique. I'm like, no.
These are three of my largest pens. And referring to the 930, anything that makes the 9019 look small,
I know.
that's too big.
Yeah. I also have a 9130. No, this is a 9019. 9019. And the 9019, I didn't even know that. It's bigger than the 930. I would say 630. Do you have a 930?
No, I do not.
You do not. Okay.
And I have not been tempted. It's just too big for me.
It's too big.
And people that have it we talk about how their hand is so far away from the page that it makes writing uncomfortable because of the size of the nib.
Exactly. Yeah. There's has to be size limit. Like, unless you're like 7 feet tall and have a gigantic hand.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a size 9, but everyone that
Yeah.
has one says it seems more like a 10.
Yeah, it's just it's too big. And like, look, I got all kinds of pens. I got Noodler's pens. I got Pilot pens. I've got Admoc M400. I like the M800 and the M400. They're really good pens.
I have the M800. I have 2 of the M800s.
I really want the new M800 transparent gold because that would be like the size of a Pelican M800
Uh-huh.
transparent gold, and I want one.
This pen is kind of interesting. I'm interested in Egypt, anything to do with Egypt, and this is a Folywin pen, and I had to kind of track it down on AliExpress.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I wanted it because of the Egyptian reliefs and things on it, hieroglyphs and so forth on it, but it writes super well.
Okay, I'm going to try a little test here, and it may I may have to leave shortly. So if we suddenly stop,
Okay.
it's not because I don't love you, and but I'm just curious whether I can leave the studio, and you guys can still talk without me taking up room. Because again, I'm not doing anything in this conversation. So I'm going to see if I can leave and then come back without the thing stopping. But if it suddenly stops, you know that's why, and we'll talk another time. But let me try to leave the studio, see if this works.
All right. I guess we need to keep the conversation rolling.
Yeah, the only thing that I have that even comes close to anything that looks hieroglyphic like is this one here. This is a Jane Davenport Ink Credible pen.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
It was like a off brand from
I don't know what happened. I left. I left, but were you guys still able to talk?
Sure.
Yeah.
And was it still live?
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll find out, but I do have to leave now. But it was really good that all 3 of us got to talk, or 4 of us got to talk.
Yeah, this was really nice.
Yeah.
And I think
we'll have to do this again sometime.
We'll do this again sometime, and I just have to. I think, Marilyn, I'm going to put you in charge of trying to schedule the other 2, and we can do that through the Facebook Messenger. And
Excellent.
then, if you find a time when all 3 of you can do it, then let me know. And maybe what I'll do, I'll have time to get some of my 3 colors of ink that I have here.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, we'll see you all later. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good day.